Okay, today I'll tell you about the horror story of why I wouldn't ever shift to the fourth dimension again. I'll tell you why I wouldn't do that again and shift to the fourth dimension. So, so the fourth dimension is a direction. So, first of all, I did talk about fourth dimension on my Dorin Petkov channel. So I did talk about that. And on here on Better Gaming, I did do the previous video, which was about this red carpet ritual, which was like a very creepy dimension, really evil dimension. I did talk about that. Okay, so here I'll talk about why I wouldn't shift to the fourth dimension again, and how as soon as I arrived there, it was absolutely really insane, really weird, like really really sort of weird. And I'll tell you why I wouldn't do that. And I'll tell you that, okay, so first of all, a dimension is a direction which something travelled at, okay? So travelled at a direction that is, for example, length. It doesn't matter how you see, okay, so it's just a length on the just that forward straight length. A creature living in one dimension can only see ahead of them, which would be like a very infinitely okay, it would be like a small point which just doesn't, it does not have length, height or width. It just has length, no height or width. Okay, it does not have that. So second dimension is getting two flat lines, putting them right angled from each other, and then you find you have two dimensions. A creature living there would mostly perceive it as being flat, like instead of being an infinitely small point there, or not infinitely small, it just doesn't have length, width, or height. It just doesn't have that. So this one wouldn't have height, but would just be infinitely small. Okay, so it wouldn't have height. It would only have width. So a creature that could only perceive width forwards and backwards, which is depth. From their perspective, that would be depth, and that depth and left and right, that would all they'll perceive. And the third dimension, height, which is where we are. Okay, so 4D. So I was here in my here in here in this bedroom here on the bed, meditating. Okay, so here meditating, and I thought, okay, I'll try to visit 4D. I didn't expect that, but as soon as I opened my eyes, everything was pretty much very distorted. Okay, very, like literally. Okay, so I was able to move, not there, not like that, or not like that, but in one more yet unimaginable, but yet unimaginable direction, which right now I can't sort of. Okay, so in one more unimaginable direction, which was very distorted. So first of all, I was getting absolutely lost. Okay, I was getting lost. Okay, I could not comprehend exactly. Okay, I could not even imagine where I was going, all because of this one direction, extra spatial direction. I just completely got lost. Literally, adding one more spatial dimension could make a completely different type of, could make it completely, uh, really insane looking. You can make it look really insane. You can lock billions of times of freedom of different spaces to move, billions of that. For example, that you see that left and right and back and forth. For example, this is all you say. and that's all you can see. For example, from that perspective, you think, okay, that's as much as we can go. We are all free. Like look at, look at that. Okay, okay. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, we're all free. So okay, so it's all you. So it's just all you're free. You're all you're free to see forwards and left, right, and that's it. That's all you're free. But if you add the third dimension, look, you can instead of just doing this space of freedom, you can now do this. You see? So think about four. That's quadrupling that amount, basically. I think so, like that, quadrupling that amount. So I was able to not really. I did sort of stay there for like 5 minutes, but I wouldn't stay there again. I was absolutely I was getting my brain was getting completely like sort of like I was completely distorted. Okay, my brain was getting completely sort of distorted. I could not really. I could sort of see it. I could see it, and I could sort of try to position it. For example, try to move in the spatial direction, but it will still be very distorting. For example, right now, if I try to, for example, simulate. Okay, if I try to simulate it for you, it'll be very distorting, really distorting movement. So if I can do this, this, and this, it looks pretty normal, doesn't it? But with the fourth one, it's pretty distorting, and you really cannot really. You can sort of see it, but really distorting. So it was something like that, really. But so as soon as I got back on the exactly where I thought was the bed, I meditated again, hoping that I'd be back and travelled back. And as I opened my head, everything was back to normal. There's no more weird distortions everywhere, no more weird something that I cannot really comprehend, nothing like that. Okay, so it was all back to normal. So I can now move back into my own directions. Okay, so these are like my special. Okay, my special. Okay, 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 directions. Okay, so this, and this. So you see, so with the fourth one, it'll be pretty much distorted. Okay, so you like really can be able to you could see it, but very distorted, like very distorted, sort of illusionary. Like sometimes you see, okay, be very illusionary, like distortion, where like yeah, really distortion, but very illusionary. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I did talk about 4D, but you could check this. I did talk about 4D. Okay, on okay, so be very illusionary. This fourth dimension. Okay, so so I did talk about 4D on my Dorn Petkov channel. Okay, I did talk about that. Okay, it's just called the. So here on this channel, I also could do videos about other dimensions, but I could. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I hope you have a really. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I hope you have a really lovely time. Okay.